Look at that. Almost like I timed the music out perfectly. How about that? How about that? That song was like perfectly 2 minutes and 2 seconds long. I don't know how I pulled that off, but I did somehow. And that's just random. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This is what happens when I have too much time to work on creative things and then I just like deep dive into OBS things and just go for it. Not to mention I have a 17-year-old son who's constantly telling me, hey dad, you should probably do this to your stream. Hey dad, you should probably do this. Hey, you should check out this transition. Hey, you should, constantly. That also helps. I got all the background helpers I could ever need right now. But yeah, welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you, Sage, for sending over your all the people who are watching on your stream. I was watching. I was listening. Very inspirational. God damn it. Everybody just give it up for Sage. Dang. He knows how to do it. He knows how to give you the feels. Inspiring in a lot of ways. If you didn't know, Sage and I have been working on a secret project recently, so we've been talking a lot off and on, and I know he keeps saying it to me, but like every time we have conversations, I know I walk away with more than I came in with. He says he walks away with more, so like it's a great collaborative and creative environment that I feel like we're putting together. I feel like we're trying to build something and we're both on the same wavelength. I'm hoping that yeah, all the hearts. I hope we can do something with this. This is kind of cool. That was kind of fun to watch that transition from your stream there and how you had that set up at the end and kind of waylay that into bringing people over to here and stuff like that. So I hope I can hold up to the model that you have set forth here. I'm gonna try my best. We'll see if I get there or not. We'll see. So, but if you are new here, hello. My name is Tahoe. You can call me Tahoe. That's fine. But I am an artist, author, self-published author, working on lots of different things. creative, crazy person. I do a lot of different things. I jump around a little bit, but have a wonderful stream, brother. I'm off to do the things. Aw, have a good day, Sage. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. I saw you were saying that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you were thinking about streaming and stuff like that. So we definitely need to get this creative collective going, and we can pass around these all of our viewers and stuff like that. That'd be so cool, because I definitely, like, if there's anybody who's here who came over from Sage's stream that's going to do a stream later on, please let me know so that I can put you on my list, so that I can raid you as well. So we gotta keep it in the family, you know. We gotta keep everybody going on that stuff. It'd be good. It'd be nice. We need some creativity in our world right now. We need some kindness. We need a lot of compassion, and I appreciate Sage because he brings a lot of that to what he's doing, and I can't wait to see what he does with the making his books and stuff like that, and getting those made. I definitely have a want and a need to pick up my own once he gets going. That would be really cool. So I'm excited to see what he's got in store for us on those streams. So that's exciting. Very, very, very exciting. So, but yeah. So today on stream, so we got a couple things going on. Today's stream is going to be, I always say shorter, but it's not. We're going to do a 2-hour stream from 9 to 11. And then I've got some other stuff going on. I got to go pick up my daughter and stuff from school. Just normal housekeeping stuff in that way. But yeah, we're going to work on some creative stuff today. I'm going to work on probably some book pages. I have some plan or idea on some of the stuff I've got going on. But yeah, that's what we've got happening at the moment. Let's see. Sunny, thank you for putting in your points for our challenge. Let's actually double check it. So one of the things we have here up on the channel for our rewards is we actually have a community challenge. So if you haven't been here before, definitely go check that out. And what we have set up is a special treat for our assistant. So our assistant for the month is Patch, which is my 19-year-old tuxedo cat in the picture on the screen there. And we are almost to the point where he gets his special treat. So we're at 48,264 points out of the 50,000. So we're at 96% raised for that. So if you will stay and hang out and watch the stream and collect some of our buttons points, you can turn those in for getting a live video of my assistant getting his special treat. So, and we can actually, I don't know if he's in his bed. Let's switch over and see if he's there real quick. Oh, he is. He's in his bed. He must have just gotten back from the bathroom because he's just hanging out. There's a 19-year-old man. Just chilling. Nope, oh, we got to do the spin. And down. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. He's good to go. The other thing you can do, which is kind of fun that I've set up, we actually have a redemption where you can pet the assistant. So, like, I will do it right here. Boom.
Tahoe Anime Pet the Assistant.
And you can pet the assistant, and that actually goes across on both screens. So either way, he gets the loves and the attentions when you do that. It's just for fun. Just a little fun thing that we have set up here. So, but that's the plan. That's what we've got going on. Every hour on the hour, we'll take a 3-minute break from the stream so that the ads can run. But we will pause whatever we are working on so that those 3 minutes can run. And then when we come back, you won't have missed anything. So feel free to hang out. You don't have to sub or anything like that, because you won't be missing any of that stuff. So that's the plan. That is the idea, the structure currently, what we've got going on. But yeah, let's look at what we've got going on for the day. So if you have any questions about anything that I'm doing or working on, or if you're like interested in publishing or doing kids books or illustration or anything like that, or just about anything, let me know. I will answer them as best I can, if I can. And if not, I will lie about them and then I will pawn them off on somebody else. Possibly. We'll see. Okay, so we are currently looking at my layout for book 3. It doesn't look like much now, but okay, so let's do this. This is what my typical layout looks like. This is my like pre-sketch kind of idea for how I put my children's books together. So sometimes I have little sketch drawings like I do up here on panels 20, 21, 22, and 23, or 13, 15, 17. Like sometimes I have little, but most of this is how I structure out my dialogue. Like I figure out what my main actions are going to be, or my repeatables. I get those placed, and then I kind of figure out how the story weaves around and back through all of those things. And then once I get this kind of setup done, ready to go, I go through and start illustrating out the pages. So that's the stage that we are in right now, is working on illustrating each of these pages. So we can let's bring up one page here. So like this is page number 4 currently in the book. This is the beginning of our story. You can see it right here. It's literally the first page, is page 4. So like I'm illustrating this out, trying to figure out getting placement of certain things, how the wordings work out, trying to get the base things figured out. So you can see I kind of jump around a little bit. So like I did 4 and 5, but I didn't do 6, but I did 7. And then I jumped down here and did some of this main stuff that was the repeatable stuff. So I have like a mechanic thing that I set up where some kind of action is happening, but it's repeated 3 times across a few spreads. And that's kind of like the rule of 3s that I introduce into a lot of the stories and stuff that I have. But one of the things we did on Monday, if you see this, we have a blank right here on number 28. So what happened on pardon me, I'm gonna do it again. What happened on Monday was I actually went back through the story. I built up this template, put these pictures in here, and I was like, you know what, something feels off, something feels misaligned. So I shifted all of the pages down 1 panel. So like this guy used to be up here, got moved down to 19. So that kind of compressed some of the story here for number 18, and it opened up a panel on 28. So I've got a little bit of work to figure out what I'm going to put here, and how I'm going to condense number 18. There's some rewrites that probably need to happen with that. But yeah, that's kind of what has happened this week, what else I'm going to do. Some of these pages, like this all seems very kind of monotonous too, because where the color is all very much the same. These are all basically just placeholders at the moment. They're going to get changed, modified, more details added to them, but like the main actions and stuff like that needed to be put together to get us started in the process, right? So, but if you've noticed that most of this is very anime styling, very manga styling, so we're working very much in those styles, trying to put in like themings and stuff like that are kind of fun for anybody that's an adult that watches, anime and stuff like that. Like you'll notice some of the things that I've put together in here, hidden a couple little things here and there too. So, but yeah, I love this page. I'll bring this one up real quick. This one's one of my favorites, just classic, breaking through a door, anime stylings here with the little smoke clouds that are coming out from around and swirling around our second main character coming in this book. So kind of a preview of what that looks like, what I've been working on, doing stuff like that. But yeah. So the question is, we don't need either of those 2 pages. I was trying to decide, do I want to work on 18 today and try to get that kind of figured out? Yeah, I think I need to put that page, I need to open up number 18. I need to get the words put on it, and I need to figure out if it's, because I moved this aha part used to be on its own page on 19, and that got compressed into here. So I got to figure out whether or not that's actually going to work or not, or if it needs a brief rewrite or not. So a couple things I need to grab. I need to open up. I have a master file. Ta-da! Master file with everything on it. So it has a bunch of my characters, a bunch of the extra stuff, all of the. Let's look at all this stuff over here. Look at all these faces. Whee! All these different faces for them. Lots more to build and put together and use at some point. But yeah, we're gonna need some objects from here though. We need this one and this one. No, just gonna need this one. Let's see. So it's this we have. Where's the panel at? There it is. This one? Yeah, it's that one. Let's just grab all 3 of those, not 4 of those. 3 of these. Copy. Just paste those here. Sweet. Oh, that's right. I have. So one of the things I had to do yesterday. Or on Monday was I had to move everything. And you would think it would be an easy system where you can just take page 18 and rename it page 17 or whatever it is. No. So part of making sure your layouts and everything is correct, and partially why this big giant arrow is here in the middle, is because every page is very specific. You can't just take one and rename it, make it the other, because each one has a direction that it has to go, because the pages bind together. So like Sage probably knows about this because he's working on figuring out his book binding and stuff like that. So being aware and conscious of where your binding side is very important. So I went through, so I made a whole template layout. Actually, I can probably, I have a sample of it. Yeah, there it is. Screen capture that real quick. Let's do crop. We'll say done to that. Bye. We'll just bring this over. We're doing some fun stuff here. So this is kind of what my layout on my computer looks like. Let's get rid of these guides real quick so we can make this understandable. So you can see like every page is laid out, and you can see the little arrows on them that's pointing out. So if I wanted to move 5 to 4, that won't work because it has to be set up and cut in a certain way. So whatever objects are on number 5 need to be copied and then pasted onto 4 in order to make all of that work. So we did a bunch of work on that on Monday as well, getting that fixed up. But what I did is Illustrator has a ability to paste remember as layers. So if you copy something and you paste it, most of the time what you will do is you'll paste it in whatever layer that you're currently selected in. But if you have that option picked, paste layer, members layer, you do like we have here, where it will create a whole layer with the color and the layer name brand new off of that, off of where you copied it from, as long as it doesn't interject with another layer that you already currently have. But we don't want those there, we want those here. So, tips and tricks with Tahoe. Hello, welcome. So we're going to ungroup this. So I work primarily in Adobe Illustrator for all of my illustrations. This goes back to everything that I've done, even the stuff that I was working on for Bombshell Jacket, or when Sage was Orenji Iro Sage, when he had some of his logos and stuff back in the day, like the dragon spinning and stuff like that. That was all me. I did all those little animations and stuff like that. So, but I built them all here in Illustrator. So I consider myself just a point and click artist in that way, which is funny, but it's all very much, come on, why won't you move? Why aren't you letting me move? There we go. Move you, move you, move you. Range. And you may be saying, well, why do you work just in Illustrator? Primarily because I just kind of grew up working in this program and I really enjoy it, the way it's structured that way, but also because it's a vector-based program, so I can actually scale all of the graphics, art, everything I need. I can scale it all to the size that I want. So I don't lose any resolution when I do that. So that's the benefit of working in a vector-based program, for sure. That's why most logos are done that way. That's why most stuff for flyers or anything that you see out and about, mostly for business purposes, is going to be some type of vector graphic of sorts. But you can see, like, if I click on this little round circle and I hold down Command, you can see all the little dots. There's one there, there's one there, there's one there. So that's the scalable part. So I can go through and just grab these and move them and manipulate them how I want to. And that can be made as small as I want or as big as I want, and it does not lose any resolution. So now, granted, some of my files get really gigantor. Like this one currently, it had 90 layers in it at one point. I've definitely scaled it way down for sure now. It only has 36, but you can see, like, this layer way over here is labeled number 90. So I got a little crazy at one point and put way too much things on different files. This one only has 12. Let's move this over here. Nope, that did not move like I wanted it to. Okay, there we go. So we got layout and we got page. Okay, so now that we've got, I want to say that remembered again. Okay, let's grab these. Let's get rid of that stuff layer. Put it where it belongs. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think this will be okay. So we've got, we might need to do a little bit of rewriting here. We don't want to find out what's inside. Okay, now let's group these two together. This one feels odd. It may need a rewrite. Okay, so our logic here is we come off of this page, number 17, and it do a page flip, and this is the first, 18 is the first page of this 2-page spread. So this is kind of what we've got, where now our main character here, whose name is Buttons, is trying to get into this box here. I told Chick-fil-A that I want pickles and the pickles and the pickles. Thank you, Sonny, for that Dane Cook reference. I appreciate that. The pickles. It's a deep cut from back in the day. Early Dane Cook. Okay, so we need our character. We need him to be doing something. We need him to be either looking or... Let's just put a normal face on him at the moment. There we go. Eyes. Body. Okay, so let's select all. Copy. Let's bring this over here. Just put our main character just in the frame at the moment. I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do with him quite yet. Because we have... Let's see, we have... We have stuff happening with this mysterious box that we don't know what's in. And if anybody has seen or been around animals when they're adopted and knows what this box looks like, then you are way ahead of the game. So there are spoilers involved in what I'm working on here with all of these pages. So just FYI, if you don't want to know the story, I'm sorry. I kind of messed up on the spoilers already. But yeah, this is, we are introducing our next character here and our progression of, you know, this mysterious box that shows up in the house one day. So that's what we're currently working on illustrating at the moment. I think you came from a box, Bishak. Is that what's going on? Thank you for putting your points in towards our total here. We are now at 48,990. So because you put in your points, let's swap over and look to see what our assistant is up to. Oh, he has changed positions, but he is still there. Just hanging out. This is Patch. Yeah, yes, I Bakshek. You are Bakshek. Heapy eeping. He's such an eepy boy. Like, it's hard being 19 years old, a 19-year-old cat. 90 something years old, supposedly, give or take. So even for like being as old as he is, he still gets around and does a lot of different stuff. Like, he still jumps on counters and across different couches. Like, he sleeps most of the day, but when he is up and doing stuff, he still does stuff. And he's not like terribly, like, you know how sometimes you get older cats and their fur starts to go bad, and he's gotten some pretty good mats recently, and we've been keeping up on it, but like, he's not all mangy or scrangy. He's definitely getting a lot more skinny, but yeah, he's doing okay. I thought you were Holshek. Oh, that's your OnlyFans? Ooh, I'd pay to see that. But that's the other thing. I like to, when people put their points in towards our special treat for our assistant, I like to check over and see how our assistant is doing for the month. The other point is, once we get that one done, then we get to swap over to our next assistant, which is my husky Sora. She's actually currently laying over here on the floor next to me, but that's gonna be interesting. Like, so I can set up the camera right now to live cam Patch when I want to, but Sora's kind of a loose cannon. She likes to move around a lot, so I'm gonna have to find like a central spot maybe that she hangs out in. We'll see. I'm not sure how that one's gonna work. I'll try my best. might have to move the camera around a whole bunch. Especially once it gets like wintertime and she'll be Sora cam on her collar. That would be so funny. That would be cool. I wouldn't know how to do that. I know they make little cameras for that, but... So, let's group all that together. So our action here is only one way to find out what's inside. So we need something to happen here before he starts pulling on the edges of the box. And some of this stuff will kind of change. So like I don't have to do, I always have to remember that any of the stuff that I put together like this, it doesn't mean that this is set in stone. I can always go back and change, re-edit, add more stuff. Like I'm kind of like trying to figure out how to get my ideas out on the page, figure out what actions and stuff I want to do. Sometimes I have to do some research. I've got a whole like cabinet full of, maybe not cabinet, like a drawer full of manga and stuff like that. Sometimes I like to go through and look at that to see what I want to do, or see if there's something in there that sparks something. Just depends. GoPro live feed of the dog. Oh my god, twins. That's the little one, right? Do they have? So I've seen a little white one. Like they have a little magnetic white camera that they put on cats and stuff like that are running around. Is that the GoPro Live? Because I think GoPro isn't that bigger? That's the big black one. But the one that it's indestructible essentially. I think I've seen people put them into lava flows and they've survived. I could also do scenery too. No, I don't want to do that. This is kind of a fusion. So this is my attempt at putting together a children's book that kind of is the precursor towards both reading manga and watching anime. Like this is kind of my attempt to bridge those two gaps in that way. Because I was interested in doing research when I first started this project early on book one, and going through, and like you can find Pokemon books, you can find the basic stuff like that, but not a whole bunch of kids books that were like early stage kids books that were panel built or built around a lot of theming that had to do with anime. A lot of styles that were very anime-esque, but not a lot of content built around around that genre itself. I don't know. I'm not your local Best Buy employee. Best Buy employee, not your local store. Yeah. Let's see. So I have an option here. I wonder if I want to... Okay, so where's my... I've got a double panel there. I've got a double panel there. I wonder if this one would work with a double panel? Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's why my brain is like not understanding, because I'm like, oh, maybe it needs a double panel. Oh, I have an idea. Aha. See, sometimes inspiration sparks at weird random times. Let's take... I've already used this once. or repeated this style of double frame here. So these little stitchings, this is what I call the stitchings that go around each of these panels, these frames. These are my panels that I'm using or creating, or using as panels, I guess I would say, like in a comic book. Save. Okay, so let's put these here. Oops, let's... Okay. Wait, why is my keyboard not working? Undo pasted front, right? Command Z. Hello? Uh-oh. Wait, did my keyboard just die? No, keyboard's good. What the hell? My Command Z is not working. We're gonna plug in the keyboard and see if that makes a difference. It's weird. Undo paste. My letter Z might be broken. Well, that would be fun. Nope, it's working. Is it just Photoshop? Or, excuse me, Illustrator? Is that being a dick? Is that what's happening here? No, that's working now. Okay, now it's working. Okay, cool. I don't know. That was being weird. What if we turned them like this and did two panels this way? We're gonna really change up the script on people reading this book. They're gonna be like, what? Sideways vertical panels? That's crazy. Dolly Parton has a charity that provides books to children. Is that something you'd look into to get involved with? I imagine they pay the authors. I don't know much about it. You know, it's one of those things where this is I literally just started my third year self-publishing books, and I've done a bunch of work to network and get in touch with people, and like I have connections to several little bookstores here where I live, which has been great, and gotten my books into those places. I've gotten my book into the local library here. I've also worked. There was a post I found on Threads at one point from the library in Las Vegas, and I was able to get in contact with them, and both of my books are in the Las Vegas library system as well. So like I would love to be able to get it out as far as I can. Sometimes that just takes people going to their own local libraries and just requesting the book. So if you have a local library in your town and you have a library card, if there are any books or creators that you like that produce stuff like that, go and check to see if you can request their books at your library, because not only is it cool for the library to have new cool local authors and stuff like that, or even independent ones, but then they actually, most of them go and purchase the books, which then financially helps the authors in that space as well. So my book is no exception to that. So you can actually, any bookstore, library, any of those can actually find and look up my books and request them or purchase them for their collections if they would like. So that's always an option. But even like the example that I gave about the Las Vegas library, I connected with the director of that library, and he was actually looking for donations. So I sent 2 copies of each of my books to them to put into their collection. So it was on my dime to send them off and do that. But yeah, it is definitely a thing. I would love to get this out and as far and as wide, and hope that people love the stories. So yeah, it would definitely be something I would look into. whether or not my nervousness and anxiety will let me pull the trigger on it right away, that's another question for another day. But no, yeah, for sure. It's kind of the reason why, part of the thing is it's been interesting about going through this process of creating my own books, self-publishing and stuff like that, is finding that there is a lot of little spaces for people that want to publish and create books and stuff like that. But either they're all separated from each other and not really connected and talking to each other in a lot of ways, or a lot of them are behind paywalls or anything like that. So I was like, well, what could I do in that space? It's like, well, I know how Twitch works. I know how streaming works. I was like, I wonder if I could use that and be able to create with or connect with other creatives in that way, and give that space, and then talk about the things that I've learned from my own journeys in that way. And anybody else that has experience in that can also feed into that as well. So like you suggesting that is like, cool. I'm definitely going to want to check that out and look into that at some point, for sure. So, but yeah, it's just kind of figuring out where this all kind of fits in and what part I can play in a lot of that stuff. So, and I think a lot of, connecting with Sage in that way has been very much along those lines, and finding like-minded people that want to do good things and be creative in that way, and see what we can build out of, what kind of community we can build for that. So, but yeah, let's see. So we're gonna do 2 verticals here. Let's do. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be. Sometimes I just roll off of vibes and be like, okay, yeah, this is like, if I turn them this way, it's gonna change how this whole kind of works. Ooh, yeah, I got an idea. That can be nice and big. That's fine. Which way is our panels going? Okay, so one of the things I have to watch out for, like I was talking about before, when I'm doing panels like this, see our arrow. So anything that gets pushed over onto this right-hand side, that's going to get cropped or clipped off, because that's where the 2 pages meet in the middle. So you have to think they're not as like crisp and folded. They're a little bit bent over, so everything kind of flows into the middle of the 2 pages, which would be on this right hand side. So most of the time when you have something like that, don't put something like right up on the edge, because that's going to get folded in. So you if you have words or whatever, definitely want to make sure and move those inwards, kind of like this. So I've got little lines here that I put on to make sure that I don't go past my margin of, oh fuck, that's going to get covered up or folded in on the edges. So sometimes local affiliates have literacy programs, schools, nonprofits programs, or libraries that distribute books. You might be able to partner with one to get your book distributed locally. Yeah, so kind of what you're looking for is an agent. So I have foregoed the agent route at the moment, in exchange for doing the stuff for myself. So part of the choice I made early on was, so I can go traditional publishing route, which means that I come up with a book or concept or whatever like that, and I submit it to an agent, and if the agent is like, cool, this sounds really nice, fun, I think it works with my catalog, to pitch towards companies and programs and libraries and everything else, and distributors, then they will take you on, and they will be the one that goes out and markets your book and tries to push it out and around and stuff like that. So, which is nice, and you can do a lot of these things yourself, but it's just more networking involved on your end. So but I chose at the beginning that I wanted to do the self-publishing route and do all of this stuff because I don't lose any of the creativity. Where when you pitch to a agent and then they pitch to a bigger publishing house, they want influence on the story. They want influence on the illustration. They want influence on whatever they want. So they get to determine what actually happens, what the book looks like, and things like that. So you lose part of the creative control depending on what your deal is with them. But most of them are looking just for acquisitions. They're not looking to like buy out your story or do it the way you think, unless I have like a viral moment and have 100,000 viewers or something like that, or something pops off on one of the social medias, then they'll be like, okay, whatever it is you're doing, we just want you to do what you're doing and just give us part of it and we'll take care of the rest of it. But no, it's kind of an interesting place to be in and try to figure out all of the little pieces. For sure, Bishak. But yeah, no, like those are really cool. Like I know I should probably pitch to some schools and see about doing like school visits and stuff too. But for me, it's baby steps. It's like I just got done doing my first like TED Talk event on Saturday, which actually went really well. I was on a panel with 3 other authors talking about children's books and writing for young readers. So it was my first public speaking engagement. So that was fun and a new experience for me. So I'm slowly working there. I'm getting little bits in there. That's from ChatGPT, by the way. I'm not that good of a typer. That's funny. And if I'm rambling too much, just let me know and I will stop rambling. If you're like, Tahoe, you talk too much, just let us listen to the music and just do your thing. Okay, I can do that. Okay, so that's cool. Let's not move the words. So we need an action, something to happen here. Professional yap over here. Unrelated, I'm out of here. Peace out, Girl Scouts. All right, B-Check, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Have a good afternoon. I think... yeah, because we haven't introduced our second character yet, so we just have him at the moment. So the question is, we've got 2 things going on. We can also do other things at the moment. Oh, also, obligatory reminder, save your work. If you're working on something, even if you're at work, documents, any computer-related things, make sure and save it, so you don't lose it on accident, just in case things crash. I try to make sure to remind people often on the stream, being like, because we even had one of those streams where I did a bunch of work on something and it crashed and I lost a bunch of work. So I try to make sure to remember obligatorily, like, remind people, save your work, save your work, save your work, save it, do it, don't wait. It'll be bad if you wait. Oh no, I think Swordbug is gone. No, did they clear that up in Destiny 2? Did they say something about it? That they changed it? Should make it a redeem to save your work. You're not wrong. Like, maybe I should add that to our Twitch redeems here. Just a message that pops up on screen that says, save your work. I should also give you the ability to do one, Sunny, that lets me know when our breaks are coming up, just in case I forget. As across stream tile says, goodbye Swordbug. No, oh, it was so much fun. Why do they always take away the fun stuff? let's see. The interesting thing about doing a lot of this on stream too is that most of the time when I'm doing creative work, I do it in a vacuum. I do it by myself. So talking about stuff or getting suggestions, like Sunny has been very instrumental in some of the stuff that we've been working on with pages and stuff like that. So that's nice. At the same time, it's like sometimes I feel guilty because I'm like, right now I'm trying to think of what I want to do with this, and I may have to do a little bit of background research to figure out what I want to do, but I feel guilty like I'm not making a whole bunch of progress on stream, but because we can't be earning things easily. But what are we earning easily? Guess we could have a picture. We can allude to something being in the box. We haven't done that yet. Ooh, maybe. I think that might be number 11. I was thinking of, so like number up here at the top, we have our second character, main character, bursting out of the box, right? And what if we did like on number 11 here, where Buns is first exploring what this thing is, and he says this box has a funny smell. What if we did like an internal shot of like his eyes or something like that? That might be cool to do there. Change up our structure a little bit there. I don't want to just, like, sometimes you have to do repeats, right? Like we have box, 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 box. Like that seems to be the main part of what we've got going on here. And then once we get up here to the top, the box is going to be no longer a thing. And then we resolve our actions for the back end of the book. But we kind of have a lot of, and I guess the focus is this box and stuff like that. So maybe it's not as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be. I don't know. Lots of thinkings. Lots of ruminating on different things. Because we can't earn with easy kills, even though it was still a little stressful not to get hit with lightning. Well, I mean, and to get up close to enemies and stuff like that, and then hit them with a sword that had no ammo, doesn't lunge, and doesn't track to enemies per se. Like it was a little bit of a workaround kind of thing. You imagine how funny it would be if they made a PvP game mode where you just run around with empty swords and you just try to whack each other. That would be so funny. Swords only. No ammo, swords only. Oh, I know what we could do too. An option. Got the thought bubbles there too. I wonder if I could use that for something. Copy. Burp, that's way too big. I think I have an idea. Okay, I think I'm slowly... I have to remember there's a couple I have to remember it's not always just about putting the character front and center. Sometimes you have to have something else going on in the frame. So like I could do, let's do like, let's make that right at the moment. Actually, let's make it slightly gray so we can see it. Kind of put them together here in the middle a little bit. So we can focus in on objects too. We don't always have to just focus in on the characters. Sometimes like scenery or little things like words. Let's say open here. Oops, that didn't work. Open. I don't know if this is going to work, but we can definitely mess with it a little bit. Because I have these little arrows on the box. So I wonder if I grab one of those. Where do I have them at? Go here. Copy that. Nope, we don't want to save that because we don't want to mess with that. Paste. We'll just make it painfully obvious for our main character. This is where he wants to open the box at. Transform, reflect. Move that across. The cool part is we can do let's grab this one and this one. We can actually grab his hands. You know what? I messed up. I put those on the wrong layer together. This needs to be its own layer. This needs to be its own layer. Okay, there we go. We could put his hands on here. Make these really big so that they go off screen. Make sure that they go off screen here. Then we can do something like that. We can really add. Oh wait, it didn't tell me that it was.
The assistant.
It didn't tell me it was ready to do that here shortly. God damn it. Okay, so we're gonna take a break here at the moment, then we'll be back. Yeah, it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, Sunny, where it's telling me that it's actually doing ad stuff. It's being really, really funky. Because normally it tells me 3 minutes before that ads are on the way, but it's not doing that. It's just jumping right into them. Well, poop. I was hoping to be a little bit more prepared for that. I knew it was coming pretty soon, but I just didn't pop up for me. Having a third screen helped me keep an eye on it, but I still had to keep a physical eye on it on my first affiliate stream. Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether or not I have it do the voiceover for it. That would also give me a better idea of what's going on. You know what we could also do is we can build a 3D version of this. Like, I don't mind that, what we've got on the screen right now. Kind of like the one page we did with the box where he flings it open and it was very flat at the beginning, and then we did some reworking on it and it worked out better. I'm sad I missed that one. The weird part is I was watching your messages, so like how I missed it, or how, unless it snuck up on me, which is always possible. Okay, we'll give it a second and see, because the stream is on a little bit of a delay. We'll see if our ads get done here. Nope, looks like on my other phone that it's still running ads, which is fine. We'll just make sure. We'll double check, since I was a little off on the last one. Okay, looks like we are fully back here. Hello everybody, welcome back. Just had to make sure that our ads and stuff were doing things correctly. I did miss that one. I was for some reason, so Twitch, when they get ready to run ads, a banner pops up on my OBS and says, hey, 3 minutes until ads pop up. And it totally just missed that one this time. Either that or I missed it, but I was reading through chat, so maybe that other banner that was on there was messing that up. But I missed that one a little bit. So, but we just did our 3-minute break there. I did pause once I realized that we were in the middle of that. So no, you did not miss any explanation or anything that was going on. So we are back here trying to figure out kind of the concept of this page that I'm working on at the moment. But yeah, I think we need to do, that's these. I'm gonna put together a little temporary thing here. Let's see, duplicate this. Duplicate layer. I'm gonna put that on top. Paste that there. We're gonna minus that. So it kind of looks like this at the moment with our little hands. I have a bunch of other things that I have to do to it to make it work out correctly, but like as a sample, this is kind of what that looks like. Kind of works, it's kind of okay. It's definitely not the best in the world. Like, we can definitely understand the idea that he's found something here. We may need to move these around a little bit. I think it would be good if this one was here and this one was somewhere in the middle. But this one has to be lower than this guy. Otherwise, you don't read it correctly. So we need to keep our. So part of designing these pages is making sure that not only the flow of the imagery works, but that the flow of the wording works. So we always have to make sure top to bottom. So top, middle, bottom here. That's the order. Left to right. For traditional manga and stuff like that, it's right to left, but you get the same idea. So like if I want the reader to read this one first, it has to be in this position. If not, if I put it down here, they're going to read this one possibly first, and that's not what we want to do. So trying to being this is like a beginner's guide to how to read through graphic novels and stuff like that. In that way, we've got to try to adhere to some of that stuff. Even this open here, like that's kind of like background information for this part of the story, but we want to make sure and get this to go like this. The other part of it is like I can put it down here, or I can put it in between. I can move his hands up and do some extension stuff like that, which is fine. But for now, this is okay. Especially since I'm not 100% sure I like this frame over here at the moment. But that's okay. We just gotta keep concepting some things out. Only enough find what's inside. There has to be a way to open it. We're kind of playing with the idea that he knows how to read with this image too, which is kind of funny. The cats can't read. Be like, this is a cat that can break out of panels and frames, and he's a trans-dimensional character. He can go wherever he wants. He's self-aware that this is a story about himself. Like, we could have his tail breaking out. It would almost be interesting to have him looking across at this. I was trying to decide, maybe we take this panel and make it 3D. When I mean 3D, I mean not flat. So like most of these pages, like this one, this is pretty flat, right? Like we have a little dimensionality here, but not a lot. Compared to this one, which has way more volume and space because of the way of the angles and stuff like that. So this is way more three-dimensional than the other pages are. This is way more flat. There's an option to do that there. Kind of use the hands already in page 27 when we meet our second characters here. And they shake hands for the first time. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Look at our layout again here. So he does reference, maybe there is something inside the box. What if it's something dangerous? I think we definitely need to change that face to be a little bit more worried. Okay, so let's get a very cautious. Let's see, do we have any cautious eyes around here? Let's check here too. That one, let's see, look at the layout. Try not to repeat too many of the same faces over and over again, if I can. but it's okay if they do. This is sometimes all part of the creative process is sometimes you get a little bit stuck on something. It happens. Maybe it should be something funny, like he should have a bunch of tools in his hand. Give him a little cat crowbar. So there is a tool in construction that we call a cat's paw. That would be funny to have him have a little cat's paw in his paw, cat's paw. You're welcome for that, by the way. If you did not know, welcome, hello. I used to work construction, building houses. I was a framer, I was a finish carpenter, I was, I don't want to say roofer, but I worked on roofs all over the place and stuff like that. So I have years and years of experience doing woodworking and metalwork and framing and just about everything else under the sun. A little bit electrical, a little bit of plumbing, all of those things. So sometimes I have references to some of that stuff. So some of that stuff I pull on every once in a while. I don't know if I want to do a bunch of tools. I think I do want to do... I definitely want to have the background in one of them. Okay, so let's grab those two things. There we go. Copy. Don't save. Ooh. Okay, so that one goes... Ooh. Paste there. Stupid. Undo is not working again. It's so weird that it doesn't do that sometimes. That's a first experience with that. Okay, cool. That works in the background there. Bum, 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 bum. Let's do... Copy that. That here. Cut that out. Here we go. I'll have to make some adjustments to it, but that's fine. Okay, yeah, definitely. I like that we have the background there. Okay, yeah, much better. Now we've separated the panels into actual frames here. Beautiful. Could technically, let's just go ahead and clean this up a little bit here. Put that on top of that. Technically don't need the green. We're just going to leave it there for the moment. We are going to grab... No, we are not going to grab those. Okay, so we need to ungroup all. Nope. Overlay 25%. Okay, now we can do ungroup all. Ungroup all. It is a overlay at 25%. There we go. Now we match. So what we've done is we've actually ungrouped all of these dots, so now they're individually aligned. So what we can do, we can actually go through and get these all to work correctly now. Okay. Beautiful, because we don't want... See, we don't want these dots over top of the image. We just want them in the back behind everything. There we go. And there's some room for moving things, manipulating things. Like I said, none of this is permanent. None of this is set in stone. It's just all kind of exploring things at the moment, trying to figure out what it is we actually are trying to portray in this panels, in these pages. Sometimes I will do a bunch of this and then I will get to the end and be like, nope, that page needs to be redone because it's just does not work. Okay, let's tune that down to gray. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if a third monitor would help me with some of that or not, Sunny. Don't forget to save your work. We're going to do that real quick. Okay. I think what I'm feeling is that this needs to be here. This needs to be over here in this one. Maybe this goes here and this one goes over in the middle. We're gonna move some of this other stuff around to get it to work correctly. Like I said, none of this is set in stone. It's all just kind of playing at the moment. I don't think he's got the little half eyes. I think he's definitely more wide-eyed on this. I'm trying to figure out what the face configuration is that I want, the feeling that I'm going to try to put together for this. Because we're trying to be like, he's curious, but he's just like, I gotta figure out how to get inside. So what type of emotion are we trying to elicit here? Curiosity? Excitement? Because he's like, oh, there's only one way to find out what's inside. Like he's excited that he gets to try to figure this out. Because if I put like a curious face on him, kind of like these two, I do something like this and put his hands up near his face, like, you know, when people put their hand on their chin when they're like thinking really hard or something like that. Like now he's being curious about it, but he's not really being proactive per se. What other ones do I have here? Wait a second, I had one that was too... Wait, oh, because I haven't made it for this character yet. Okay. Duplicate layer. Move everything. Copy that. This is gonna look very funky right off the rip, but it's okay. Delete. Now, where did I do that? Okay, I'm gonna have to look at one of my other character files here. Promos. Okay, this one has 87 layers in it. This one has so many different versions. Okay, there it is. That one. Get rid of that face. Okay, that's the other set of eyes that I want to do. Okay, so we're gonna have to replicate that over here. Somehow. Oh, actually, that's kind of funny. I kind of like the eyebrow. I made something inadvertently. That's not what I wanted, but still, it was fun. Okay, so I think I need to grab before I go too far to that. Yeah, let's grab this. Don't know if this is going to help us or not, but I'm trying to figure it out. That did not help at all. Shit. That is that one. Okay, we're gonna have to make a new one. That's fine. This is fine. We will just try to match as best we can. Let's arrange. Back. Let's put this inside. paste. Okay, so did that. Okay, so what we want to do, I want to put a point here, a point here. We can get rid of that point. Oops, that messed that up. Okay, so let's go back. Something like that. Something. Got that half-cocked eye right there. Suspicious. Yeah, kind of looks like that one. We got there. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the way to do it. That's not the one we're looking for. Only one way to find out what's inside. I kind of am okay with that. Like he's excited about it. We need something though. The rock eyebrow raised. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. And I kind of have it on page. That's kind of my joke page. Where do I go to layout here? Oh, maybe I should do it. Oh, no, it's not that one. Maybe I should do that here. Should I change that one to the rock eyebrow? I kind of feel like that one works because he's just kind of, it's all suspicious. Because then we have these ones here when he's telling him just straight no, just like, no, you can't call me that. We kind of have them here a little bit. I don't know. It's not 100% vibing yet. But I do like that we've got 2 panels here. I think we can make that work with what I was thinking. So whether or not what's going to go in these panels, because we already know kind of what the wording is going to be. I don't know. Maybe we need to work on something else. Sometimes you have to jump around. I do want to. Okay, so let's hold off on 18. It's not doing us justice here. We're not doing much with it at the moment, so it needs to be meditated on a little bit more before we can do some more on that. But I do want to. Let's open up that's number 5 and 6. So here's number 5. Here's number 6. So I really want to play on this idea of these boxes, right? So I want to make the more boxes. There we go. That's that one. So like this is 3-dimensional. Like you can see that this has 3D space in that. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I need to do some more stuff like this for some of the other pages. Which is fine, I can definitely do that. It's about getting the base actions and stuff down and then going through and be like, okay, yeah, let's turn this 3/4 in a way that we can got some jokes going in here. Let's put this off down here for the moment. Pardon me. So I did this. I want to make a bunch of them that look a little bit different. Let's get rid of that. I don't think we can just take this and pull it and manipulate it. Like we can do some. I can stack a whole bunch of them up kind of like that, but I think I need to rebuild some of them so that they all have that same vibe to them. I wonder if there's a way I can just straight manipulate that. So we do have some options with so unlike Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop, which you can like grab and pull and distort and do a bunch more transformations with your photos and imagery. Illustrator doesn't have as much of that ability because these are vector graphics. They have the ability to pull the points and stuff around just freely as is. So like having photo editing ability is not part of this suite per se. No, can we transform some of it? Yes, we can do different things to it. Very similar to what we've already done. We also have redistort. I don't know what this is going to do to it. I think we can make the box do pretty wild things. We can definitely change how the containers work. I think let's just concept up some ideas here. Transform, reflect. Because I want to put together this stack of boxes here. I think I want to turn some of them sideways too. And yes, I am making a if it fits, it sits joke reference on this one. So. Which I may have to move around a little bit. Like almost this wording needs to go onto that page, onto number 5. Hard to say. Hard to say. Problem is that this one works so good with the little hop into the box. His little expression for it. He's very pleased and having like, this works really, really well together. Don't really want to pull that apart. What's up, Sora? Let's check out on our assistant real quick and see what he's up to. Yep, he's just hanging out in his bed. Like I said, most of the day, just hanging out, sleeping, doing his thing. Actually, we might get to see Sora in the... If you look over in the where the chat is on the top right hand corner, she might go over and ring her bell over there. Yep, there she is. Oh, you know what I'll do? Hold on for a second. I'm gonna go move the camera real quick. Okay, so hopefully now... Hopefully you guys were able to see her in that little spot that I had right there. I moved it so that you can actually see her when she goes over and wants to go outside, rings her little bell. These are my assistants. These are the ones that are inspiring the stories at the moment. We don't have Sora in the books quite yet, but she is on her way. She's going to be a little bit further down the road, but we will get her in there. That is the plan. Okay, so we got a bunch of boxes now. But we're going to need to build a bunch of them that actually... Problem is, like, this fits perfectly for this line. If I put this on here, I compound it a little bit. Where's our... Okay, so we're on the outside there. Yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some reworks here again. That's wrong. I don't want to mess up these little marks here that he's got going on. I'm gonna have to figure out how to Maybe stretch this, make it a little thinner. Something like that, maybe. I got a FedEx package being delivered right now. I don't know what I'm getting. Okay, so this needs to be at 6. There we go. That's fine. We can make this a little bit smaller. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mess with that a little bit more. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me go check on this delivery real quick. Promise I'm right here. What we got? We got a big package. Some chewy. That's ridiculous. Chewy sent my dog food, but it was in a box twice the size of the actual dog food that was inside of it. Like, it didn't make any sense. You've got a big package? Yeah. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah, I definitely feel like that fits better here. Hate to do that. Let's just minimize that for now. It's gonna change a couple more things again. It just fits better here. Literally fits better here. Where's our center? Don't want to block that. Don't block that. Let's just make these smaller. I think these need to be smaller. They don't need to be as big. Okay, let's go back to here. Yeah, okay, that's better. Yay, okay. So that means we're gonna have to change our layout again. So this one goes now into here. These guys. Which means we have another blank page. That means more rewrites. Yay. Yeah, that works much better. Okay, cool. Means we do need to find something for 6 to do, though. Make sure this is at 6. Okay. That one's at 6 as well. Okay, there we go. Combine those, send that to the back, range, send it back. Cool. Let's make this a little bit smaller too. There we go. I think that works better. Okay, well, we made some adjustments. We freed up a page, which means I actually have more room to now play with what is happening with the rest of this, which is good. Same thing here. Let's shrink this down so it fits. Bam. There we go. Cool. That's the kicker on some of this stuff is like I'll have this idea, I'll have this layout, and then it'll be like, okay, it makes sense. All of the words kind of make sense and everything else like that. And then I'll have certain blocks of imagery that I have in my head, like these guys down here in the bottom left or the ones up in the top right, and I'll have those in my head of how this is going to look, but then everything else is connector pieces or fill-in pieces, and sometimes depending on what the illustration ends up being or needs to be, stuff just needs to be adjusted, stuff needs to be moved around. And so like you can see page 6 and 28 now have nothing in them at the moment, so I have to go back and off stream here and talk and look at what I want to add to these spaces. And I have some extras down here that I can definitely throw in there if I want to, but yeah. I wonder. Means I do need to change out this one. So let's open that again. Export that to where is that file at? There it is, 10 PNGs. Number 5. Let's replace that one. Well, number 5, there it is. Okay, let's embed that. Updated that status there. I'm thinking this one. Yeah. Okay. Idea. I think I have a good lead in here, which I definitely have to go back and put into so a lot of the stuff I put into Google Docs just to make sure that I spelled it correctly and stuff like that, because I do not know how to spell to save my soul. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna grab this. I don't know what to put. I want to put that here. You guys are not getting to see a bunch of this because I'm working in wait, why did it do sometimes I'm gonna have to manually type this in. Fun. Sure, a lot of boxes around here lately. Period. Yep, I was correct. That is the wrong there. Okay, so that should be correct now. Range, send it back. Okay. Speed. And there's going to be some rewrites here. No, let's say my people. Okay, let's put that down a little bit. Okay. Where did our story go? Okay, here we go. We are adding this new. Actually, it does not go there. That goes there. My people had a special event. They went to monthly. Maybe that's why. Gotta put that there. Then they went to her, so maybe that's... Okay, cool. Got that worked on. Okay, so we got 6 filled now. We were able to pull... I think I was able to find a nice workaround for that. I had a extra joke slash story element that I had lying around. So I think that fit, especially since we modified a little bit and added this piece. Don't do that. Okay, so we can go back to 6, which is our pile of boxes, which makes sense. We can get rid of this, put these 2 in here. That there. This over here somewhere. You know what, let's not do that.
Sunny_Ruthbet the assistant.
Thank you, Sunny. We are getting ready to come up on our last little bit of ads here, our last ad segment. So we'll pause right here and then we will continue once those are completed. I did catch it this time. It did do the 3-minute countdown for me, so I must have just missed the last one. That's what happens when I get into it, so. Cool. Boy, today was a little bit more of a scuffed day, but thank you for letting me know, Sunny. I like that you use the petting the assistant to remind me of the ads that are coming up. See, this is why you're a mod in here. This is why you have all of the powers. You have the power! Well, we have a second here. Let's see. Is there anybody up to raid? Nope, just Destiny players at the moment. Yeah, I definitely want to get more creative people to send the viewers over to. That's for sure. Like I was talking to Sage about, we need a little creative collective is what we need. Might have to go solicit some other streamers and see. Have to watch their content and figure out whether or not they fit with all the stuff that we got going on. Now, this is all part of the process, which is kind of feels funky to go backwards and then forwards again, but that is the way it works. Yeah, I'm just going to be off evenings this week to try and catch more Founders Week events in Star Citizens. No, that's cool. That sounds super, super fun. That's the kicker, though. Like, it sounds fun. What you got going on? Check out our assistant real quick. He's not there. No assistant for you. Sad face, our assistant is not in his spot. He must be off getting some water. If I attend 7, I get a badge. There's a polar bear challenge tonight. We run naked across a frozen lake. That game is so weird, dude. That game is so weird. It's just weird. It's cool, but it's so weird. Let's, before I forget and get done with the stream for the day, let me put these on here real quick. Speech bubble. Range, send it back. Okay, there we go. We got part of this set up here. We definitely have a lot more work to do on these pages. I gotta go look at my book, look through my books some more, watch some more episodes of different stuff, kind of get that imagination of how I want these to look and change up some of the angles and stuff like that to make a lot of this more fun. Yeah, for number 6, which we are kind of working on here, which is our plethora of boxes, and then our 18 down here, which we moved around today as well. Try to get that figured out. So like those two, I think, are my next on Friday. I'm going to try to focus in on and see which one sparks joy and brings me into the fold and gets the juices flowing in that way. But I'm glad we made some adjustments to number 5 here. I think that looks definitely much better. Makes more sense to have moved that one over. That just fits in that joke space much better. And that gives me also more room to allude to some other things that are actually going to be happening in the background. So one of the things that I want to do is I'm trying to set up that these things are happening in the foreground, but you're going to kind of start picking up on stuff that's happening behind our main character, behind on the walls, on the in the environment that are going to be changing and doing things. So that's kind of helping set some of that alluding up to that. So, but let's see. Let's save this. We'll go back to number 6 for the moment. Make sure that is saved. Make sure, I'll say it for the last time for the stream, make sure to save your work. Save. Okay, all pages are saved currently. We are good there. Let's swap over to Canva real quick and look at our progress for the day and log that. Get rid of this, bring up this, here we go. So if you don't follow me on social media, I do this progress log and it kind of shows like what we've worked on for the day, what I feel like we've made as far as progress on the pages and stuff like that. This way I can have a representation of like what I have left and people kind of get an idea of, things are going, things are moving in that way. So we have to look at what we worked on today. So we started 18 and we got part of it messed around with, so we can put a beginner stamp on that one. That's for the cover. There's number 2. So let's duplicate that one because we didn't get very far in 18, but we did at least get the words on it and kind of get the layout with the 2 frames being vertical. We did that, so like that's bare minimum things that we did today on that one. Let's see, we did swap around. We added a little something to 5, but I'm not going to change any of that. We did change up number 6. I don't think I want to change that one. That one's still very basic. So like that one's fine. We didn't do it 28. 28's still empty. I think that's it. I think 18 was our own little start there. And then we moved some other stuff around on some of the other pages, which we lost a little bit and gained back what we had lost. So no progress was gained on those. No progress was lost either though. So minimal at the moment. Wednesdays seem to be like that, where it's kind of run around doing little bits of things because the time is a little bit shorter on Wednesdays compared to Mondays and Fridays, where I'm on for 3 hours. Gives me a little bit more chunk of time to work on stuff, not be as distracted. But that's the setup for the week so far. Let's talk about the rest of the week. So I will be back on Friday from 9 to 12 p.m. It's another stream like this, working on book pages. That's kind of where I'm focused right now. Is I've got a deadline for next year that I want to hit, so I'm really pushing on working on book pages on stream and stuff as much as possible at the moment. Sometimes I'll be doing some other stuff as well, working on marketing or animations or other things. Just kind of depends, back and forth. But I will be back on Friday for that. And then on Sunday, me and Dreamer, Mrs. Tahoe, we have a podcast that we do right here on this channel as well. So if you would like to hear about me and Mrs. Tahoe and the 500 little things that make up our life and things that we are working on and changing and doing to not only better ourselves, but figure out a little bit more about the world that we live in and the things that we would like to do with it and be a part of and stuff like that. So if you would like to do that, that one's a late podcast episode on Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. So Eastern time, that's way late for you. Add 3 hours to those. But yeah, that's what we've got going on. That's the plan at the moment. I'm going to double check real quick. Let me see if there's anybody on to raid. Any creative peoples on to do a raid too? Not currently. Not that I have befriended quite yet. So, just Destiny people on that I follow. If there's a channel you guys think we should raid in the art category, please let me know and we can go raid them. But other than that, this video will be up on YouTube once we get done, probably in the next day or so, just depending on how the rendering goes. So if you're watching later, oh, hi, Ghost Guy. Well, hello there. If you are online watching this on YouTube and you have questions about what I've got going on, the creative process, the books, anything like that, feel free to leave a comment, and then I will answer them live on stream the next time. Okay, we have a question from Mr. Deafy Ghost Guy. What is thy question as we are getting to the end of our stream here? Doing a roll-up. I'm waiting on pins and needles. This better be the best question in the world. Do you think he's stalling? You think he's just delaying? Okay, wait, no, here we go. Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. Why did the chicken cross the road? Was it to get to the other side? Ah, damn it. I knew it. I knew it. I was a little slow. On that. I'll take it. I'm okay with that. But yeah, that's our stream for the day. Thank you everybody for coming by. And sorry you came late. No, don't be sorry. Had a work meeting. No, that's totally, dude, that's work. That's more important than what I'm doing. I'm messing around online streaming. So you're good. You're all good. I do have to go back and I have to say thank you to everybody who came by the stream today. Thank you, Sage, for raiding the stream and bringing all of your friends and peoples over. Appreciate that. Thank you, Sunny. Look at that. Look at the Ghost Guy. Look what he did. I'm gonna have to go and look to see and make sure. Yep, Ghost Guy did it. See, Sunny, you said it wasn't gonna happen today, and it happened today. Look at that. I'm gonna have to find our assistant. Our assistant might not be in his bed. I have to go check. We reached the goal. Yeah, you did it. You made it happen. You're the one. You are the one. Let's check our assistant cam and see if he's over there. I heard him clomping around. Hope he's screaming at me now. We have to keep this dream going. We must. You don't need to go pick up your daughter. Screw her. We don't need her. He'll be back. Hold on. He's right there. He's old. He's got to go get water quite frequently now. Worst case, I have to go get him and put him in his little thing. His little mini cat tower that we had to cut down for him. But we did it. We got to our 50K for our reward. Way. Yippee! Which means that I have to figure out what I have to get something set up for Sora for next stream on Friday. Well, I'm gonna go find him and see if I can get him up into his little space and get him his treat, because you did it. So we're gonna do. So last time when I did this, I didn't have this camera set up. So you guys get to see this live for sure. And unlike last time where I would film the video and then put it straight on to the stream. So I'm gonna go grab him and we're gonna do this right now.
Sunny_Ruth says big stretch.
Yay, there we go. We did it. He got his treat, he's happy. Sora gets a GoPro for the next assistant cam. Yeah. We're gonna have to get a lot more subs in order to pay for the GoPro. Did I do my big stretch? I did do my big stretch, thank you. And Patch is very happy because you can see he's got those old man teeth, so he's struggling with some of that stuff, but we got a little salmon treat so they're nice and soft and chewy, so makes it a little easier on him. He's a happy boy now though. But that's it. That's what we've got going on. I'll be back on Friday for our next stream. That was fun. I like that we have the ability to do a live version of that now too, so. He's gonna look around to see if there's any more anywhere. But yeah, we will be back on Friday for our next stream, and then Sunday for our live podcast. So thank you everybody for coming by. Thank you Ghost Guy. Thank you Sunny. Thank you B-Shack. Thank you Sage for bringing over all of your friends to our stream and for the raid. Appreciate that. But yeah, definitely if anybody has any, if you are streaming or if you have friends that you know that are streamers that are on Twitch, that would be a good match for passing around our a little community here, our viewers and stuff. Let me know so we can definitely raid them and send people over to give them some love. So I don't have anybody up right now that I can do that for. But yeah, we're going to find some more people and do that at some point. So, but have a good afternoon, a good Wednesday, and then I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.